In this video we will cover the len statement, for loops, and how to write a function. First load up idle and save the file as basics3. Then create a variable called var1 by typing var1 equals apostrophe, this is a string, apostrophe. Then enter down a line and type length equals len, open bracket, var1, close bracket. This creates a new variable called length, then uses the len function to count how many characters are in the variable we created called var1. On a new line, type print, open bracket, var1, close bracket. Then run the code. We can see that the correct number of characters is brought back in the shell window. All characters are counted including spaces. Counting the number of characters can be useful in a number of ways. For instance, if we were creating an application that required a validation, where an entry could be no longer than 10 characters. We could use the len function to run a check and create a character limit. Let's build a quick example of this. On a new line, type print, open bracket, apostrophe, enter a word, apostrophe, close bracket. On the next line down, type entry1 equals input, open bracket, close bracket. Then run the script. We can see that you can type in the shell window. Now if we want to check whether the word is over 10 characters, back in the script window, on a new line, type if space len, open bracket, entry1, close bracket, is greater than symbol 10. Colon. Then press enter. Then type print, open bracket, apostrophe, this word is too big, apostrophe, close bracket. Then press enter and backspace. Then type else, colon. Then type print, open bracket, apostrophe, this word is valid, apostrophe, close bracket. Then run the code. We can see that, if we type a word over 10 characters, we get a message letting us know that it's too big. If we type a word that's below 10 characters, we get a message saying that the word is valid. At the moment, Python runs through the script from the top to the bottom and executes each piece of code as it goes. If we wanted to call the code to run at a later point, we could do this by creating a function. A function allows us to predefine a method or process, which can then be called on later on in the script. To create a function, go to the first line of code and enter down, then type def my underscore func, open bracket, close bracket, colon. As we want all of the code that we've written so far to be contained within the function, highlight all the code below the def statement, then press tab to indent it. Everything contained within the function needs to be indented. Now if we run the script, the code won't be executed and the program will end straight away. To call the code that we wrote inside the function, we can type on a new line, without an indent, my underscore func, open bracket, close bracket. This tells Python to execute the code within our function. Now if we press run again, our program will run as normal. Note that, if we wrote the my underscore func function on line 1, it wouldn't have been able to access the function, as Python goes through the code from top to bottom. So we can't call the function before it has been defined. Add a hashtag in front of the call statement to comment it out, so that it doesn't run when we run the script. Now let's have a go at creating a for statement. On a new line, type for x in range, open bracket, 5, close bracket, colon. Then press enter. Then type print, open bracket, x, close bracket. Then run the code. In the shell window, we can see that the code has created the print statement 5 times. Each time the for loop runs, the value of x gets 1 added to it. So the printed number goes up in value for each loop. It also starts from 0 instead of 1, meaning that the max number reached in 5 loops is 4. Now let's say we had a list of items that we wanted to loop through instead of providing a set range. Above the for statement, create a new line and type list1 equals square bracket apostrophe item 1 apostrophe comma apostrophe item 2 apostrophe comma apostrophe item 3 apostrophe square bracket. This creates a list with 3 items in it which are named item 1, 2 and 3. If we want to loop through each item in this list, we can change the for statement. Instead of typing in range, we can pass the name of our list to the for loop, type list1 in its place. If we run the code now, we can see that instead of a number, the output brings back each item name in the list. If we wanted to loop through the list until we reached a certain item, we could add an if statement. Under the print statement, type if x double equals apostrophe item 2 apostrophe colon. Then enter down to the next line. Then type print open bracket apostrophe reached space apostrophe plus symbol x close bracket. Now when we reach item 2 in the list, the script will print reached item 2 to the shell window. Let's run the script to see it in action. This could be used to build a function where we search through long lists of data and only do certain things if a criterion is met. Now, under the print statement, add a new line and type my_func open bracket close bracket. This calls the function we created earlier whenever the for loop reaches item 2 in the list. Then press run. Once the function is complete, the loop continues as we can see item 3 is printed at the end.